Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Funding is provided by a grant from Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who spent a lifetime caring for others. Absolute Care is located at 26 Cass Street in Westfield. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the Docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. From the Access Channel 5 television studio in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Senior Report is broadcast live throughout northern Chautauqua County on Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. each week. Call in and share a thought, make a comment, ask a question, or simply wish someone a happy birthday on Chautauqua County's only live call-in senior program. Since 1995, Reed has been bringing viewers hundreds of interesting guests, informing the community on a variety of subjects. Here's the host of the show, Reed Powers.
Good morning. As you can tell, Reed's not here right now. I'm John Hamels. I'll be your guest host for the next 3 weeks. Reed has had the opportunity to take a well-deserved vacation, and let's see, Randy, Bermuda, right? Yep. Him and the family are going down for the first week, I believe, and then I think he's going to take a little break on his own, and I think he's going to be another week in Bermuda. He has, I think, a special in with the travel agency, and they go quite often. So, Reed, wherever you are, if we don't hear from you today, we hope you're having a great time, and good sailing to you. Okay, folks, well, we've got 3 shows coming up that I'll be hosting, and I really hope that you all were able to tune in, or if you're not, later on in the week. Today we're going to have a fascinating discussion with a friend of mine and the executive director of the Chautauqua Children's Safety Education Village. Terrikindberg will be here in just a little bit. But before that, I thought we'd run through a few things and share some thoughts with you. This is your first time here with us on the Senior Report. Welcome. It's a pleasure to be in your living room today. This show is for you. It's for folks that generally we consider in our senior years, whatever that means. I have yet to figure out if I'm a senior citizen or not, but I must be awfully close because the kids tell me my beard gets whiter and whiter every month. The show is formatted so that we can have callers, and you are certainly welcome to call in. And you might say, well, what would I call in for? You can call in to talk about your opinion on the topic that we're discussing. If there's something on your chest you want to get off, you can share that with the other viewers. If you have a birthday or a special anniversary, something special in your community, an announcement, a senior citizen event that you want to share with us so that everybody else knows what's going on. In our county, we have our newspapers, but this is kind of nice having the television so we can share this information with you throughout the area. This show is rebroadcasted throughout the week, and maybe you can catch the news at that point. So let's get started. We talked about birthdays just a second ago, and even though I'm not going to tell you which birthday it was, I do want to extend a wonderful birthday to my own wife, Barb. She had a celebration this week, and we've been having a lot of fun, and we'll continue throughout the weekend. Somehow I survived the last 3 weeks. You saw me on television last week and the week or 2 weeks before that, but I don't know if I shared with you, but I managed to get through a wedding with 185 people in my backyard. My daughter Stephanie got married to her husband Jordan at our house, and what an experience that was. But I'll tell you, when one of your children say that they want to get married at your home, that really is a very special time where you bring family and friends to your home. And the fact that she wanted to have the wedding at the house really meant a lot to us. It meant a lot of work, but the day was really exceptional, and to have a dance floor out under the stars and the disc jockey on the porch and people hanging out every which way, it was just a really good time. And if you haven't had the opportunity to have some celebration like that at your home, I encourage you to think about that. Then after the wedding, I think last week we shared with you that my friends from Germany, Rudolph and Leoba Kaspari from Mellendorf, Germany, were visiting with us. And we had 2 weeks of opportunity to spend time with them at our home the day after the wedding. It seemed like it was nonstop go for us. And we just had a ball with them and traveled up into Maine. And I think I mentioned that we were just ahead of the hurricane for about 2 days. We seemed like we just kept moving and it was following us up the coast. But the sad thing is that as we were leaving Vermont, it was almost like you could hear the roads closing and the water rising behind us. And it certainly is a shame to see how much water continues up the Susquehanna and they're flooding down in Pennsylvania and so forth. And the reason why I mention this is, you know, folks, we talk so much about our weather and everybody picks on us because of winter time. But you know, right now, if you look at the weather map of the United States, we're looking pretty good. You know, we get a lot of snow, but that melts. We can push it around, but you can't push water. You can't make it into snow water people or water people or whatever. We don't have the drought like they're having, and fortunately, we don't have a lot of the flooding. We've got a phone call already. Okay, let's see who we got here. Good morning, caller. Hello, caller. Okay. Well, if that was you, call back and we'll get you in. We've got a newbie on the phone today. That's usually my job. But anyways, call back, not a problem whatsoever. Okay, well anyways, our weather, like I say, when you look at the map of the United States right now, we're looking pretty good. So when we start getting the slams during the winter time about the snow, you remind them about the hurricanes, the floods, the droughts, the forest fires, and everything, tornadoes, hurricanes, all that stuff. It's really nice to live in Western New York, especially here in Chautauqua County. Another piece I like to share with you on a regular basis, and that's if you don't have the opportunity, from time to time you can catch Silver Magazine. And the reason why I mention it, because it's sort of like a sister component to our show here, the Senior Report. And you can find this in a lot of waiting rooms, doctor's offices. They tell me that they're all over the county right now, and people are come up to me all the time and say, hey, I just read your article or whatever. I'm just one of maybe about 8 different authors that writes on a regular basis for Silver Magazine, but it's primarily for seniors, anyone 55 and over. And so I guess if you're 55, that makes you a senior. Therefore, I do qualify that much. But the show, okay, we have a call, no call. All right, back to Silver here. But the magazine, if you don't have a chance, it talks about finances, it talks about funny little stories, healthcare, travel, and so forth. This month coming up, I got my article called Max and Me. If you want to check it out, Max is our new dog, and he's just a crazy dog. He's a bearded collie, and if you ever saw the movie The Shaggy Dog, that's Max. You never know what he's going to do next. But 6:30 every morning, I wake up and this big hairy face is in my big hairy face, and he cocks his head to the side, and it's like, come on, let's get up. And that's how my day starts just about every morning. Pets are really kind of cool, aren't they? Okay, so read the Silver Magazine if you get an opportunity. I do have a phone call now, they tell me. This is for real. Let's try again. Good morning, caller. Are you out there? You guys, you're doing this to make me crazy, aren't you? Oh, there you go. It's Roby the Robot. Okay, I gotta go back there and give you guys in-service training on how to do the phone. Okay, one of the themes that I've been working out when I sit over here on the other side of the show here, as in my position as the doc, I've been talking a lot about the county home. And my buddy Joe, 98 years old, he's a resident at the county home, and came up to me and he said, Doc, we really need your help. And I'm going like, I'm a musician. This is the day we were playing up there, our Irish music. And I'm going like, what has this got to do with the music? Well, then I realized he was talking to me, Doc, as the writer of Silver Magazine. And he said, you know, we live here. This is our home. And there's talk about the county selling the county home and so forth. So every week I've seen an article in the paper about the county attempting to sell the home to a private agency and so forth. We're not saying it's a bad thing. We're not saying it's a good thing. All we're saying is if you've got a family that lives there, or if you perhaps are thinking in terms of you may have residence there in the near future or have any interest whatsoever, I would encourage you strongly to please stay on top of this. Call your county legislator. They're people. They're not these monsters. I know many of them, and they're great people. They're very friendly. They're most interested to hear what you have to say. But those of us that are the baby boomer generation, things like the county home, nursing homes, and so forth, like we had Leslie Flexer on last week, we're talking about what our needs are going to be. We're the largest generation that ever lived on the face of the earth, and this is going to be a need for us for sure in the near future. So let's make sure that we are doing the right thing when the county home is sold. Let's make sure it's sold to somebody that's going to maintain a level of service that's going to be commiserate with respect and dignity and good health care, and that when folks go to the county home, that it's going to be a pleasant experience and something that they'll enjoy for many years to come. So let's stay on top of that. Call your county legislators, and if you don't know who they are, you certainly get on Google or a county website, and you can find out who your county legislator is. You know, I mentioned my friends Rudolph and Leoba, who were here from Germany, and you know, we look at the world today, and we're always hearing about this and that and all the crazy stuff that's going on. But you know, when you actually spend time with somebody from another country, it's amazing when you get down to the level of a person-to-person, talking about daily experiences, how we raise our children, taxes, just simple things. You don't realize, first of all, how good we have it in many cases here in America, and secondly, the similarities that we have from person to person, country to country. We always think of people from other countries as being alien to us, but we forget that really Western Europe is who we are today, many of us. Our ancestry comes from Europe, and that these folks are the folks that are still left in Europe, and that they're still in touch with us. As time goes by, I think we're going to see this more and more with families from Asia and other parts of the world, Africa. Obviously, the Afro-American community is the same way. Maybe we feel that the folks from Africa are alien to us, but they're really extensions of our own families. And so our country has really become a huge melting pot, not just for Western Europe or those areas in the Mediterranean, but certainly the whole world today. And so I just encourage you to think about that a little bit, that those folks that are in trouble in these other countries, they're really extensions of ourselves. Coming up today, I know this is going to be broadcast later, so it'll be too late for you to check in on this during the week, but today I have an opportunity with my musical partner Bill Drello. We're going to be playing for the Affinity Group. Now you might say, what's Infinity? Infinity is an organization that really helps promote youth in Chautauqua County in the arts, whether it's poetry or music and drama and so forth. And today, actually tonight, I believe around 6 o'clock, they're going to start a venue. This is very interesting. If you're listening from the Jamestown area, it's something you might want to check out tonight. It's I think it's $10. You buy a ticket, and you can go from all the different sites. And I'm going to read them to you real quick here. But there's going to be musical groups every 90 minutes. They're swapping out. And you just walk in there, and you can go from place to place, and there's bluegrass, there's jazz, there's going to be rock and roll. In my case, it's Irish folk music. I don't even know what all the different types are going to be, but they've brought some groups in from out of the area, I think from Pittsburgh and so forth. It's going to be a great night of music for supporting Infinity. But let me just real quick mention some of the establishments are going to have music, and you may not realize that they will, and sometimes they may not typically have music, but here we go. The Town Club, Mojo's, the Renaissance Center, The Q, the Red Studio Theater, Jamestown Savings Bank Arena, I didn't get that venue, Labyrinth, Press Company, that's where I'll be, the Pub, Infinity's Arts Cafe, Suburban Blend, the Wine Cellar, Shawbox, and Forte. They're all going to have music